Hey, what's going on YouTube? This your boy King Gabe.
And this is Queen T.
And we're back here again with another Royal Talk. Another one the Queen has chosen there.
I chose Turning Red for our Royal Talk this time.
Because and look what she's wearing.
Well,
and
actually,
we're both wearing, we got red in our clothes.
Well, actually it's red and black.
I got red and white.
Almost the color of a chessboard. Well, actually a checkerboard. Red and white.
Okay, well, okay, checkerboard's better because you say chess first thing all of a sudden like Carl will come in here. You want to play a game of chess? No chess.
Well, chessboards are usually black and white.
Yeah, that's what. Well, at least mine is red and white. Yeah. Casey, y'all are confused about that joke, Linkara and chess. Look up their Pokemon reviews that they did together. They did Pokemon 2000 when the villain says it's like a game of chess, and Linkara decided to do that to Slade. And by chess he means shooting an electric net at him.
Ouch.
Yeah.
I know that chess is really uncomfortable. It's not fun either.
Which is why after that he said no chess.
Ooh.
Oh boy. So chess aside, gonna turn red there, and it's ironic that we're turning red after all the green in the Hulk videos I've shown you guys of us as Hulks. Yeah, and I kind of could picture a turning red Hulk crossover. Yeah, and also just to give y'all a heads up, I ain't gonna tell you what it is, but let's just say there's a pretty interesting toy review I'm gonna have after a little bit later uploaded after uploading this video. I'll give you a hint. It was mentioned when I talked about turning red in what I saw at the movies when I saw it on Disney Plus before it came out on Blu-ray. Alright, so anywho, let's dive right into the red. And by red, the panda. Oh yeah, so we start off this movie pretty much they like 13-year-old Maylin Lee. Yeah, I was calling her May, which actually was her nickname when I did the first review when I was talking to you about it without notes. But and one thing to note about this movie is it's very heavily anime based. Yeah, there's a lot of anime. You'll see a lot of familiar anime like the big eyes and
all the anime expressions. I think it was inspired by anime. Even though it's Chinese.
Well, Chinese is not too different from Japanese. I mean, you take a look at Digimon Tamers. They had Henry, him and his family were Chinese in Japan with Takato and Rika.
I assume that Henry's family must have moved from China to Japan. Sort
of like this family moved from China to Toronto, Canada.
I think they are originally from Toronto, Ontario, Canada.
Oh yeah.
Originally, they consider themselves as Chinese Canadians.
Maybe.
Maybe their ancestors came from China. Probably
so, or either because of what we hear about the mom later, it's possible that maybe Mei Lee was born in Canada, maybe, but the mom may have been in China before she married and everything.
And I assume that her dad may have been born and raised in Canada.
Probably. It's possible that they could be, and then there's also a possibility that they all could be Chinese, but the reason I say that now, I could be wrong, but the reason I assume that because the dad sort of speaks like he's kind of got a bit of an accent there.
Chinese accent.
Mm-hmm.
When he don't say much.
Yeah, when the little bit that he does say there.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. And then some of the ways that they sort of portray him, you know, by his actions and stuff there, and his appearances. Oh yeah.
He is a great kid.
That would have been cool if he had some connection to Brock from Pokemon.
Yes. He has to go to different universes for that. Even though the movies took place in 2002, well, the story took place in 2002.
Right, it's being released here in 2022. So,
ironic, 10 years.
Well, technically 20.
Oh, 20.
20 years. So apparently it took, so I guess after it all happened, it took them 20 years to get it to film rights.
I'm just going to go by real world logic. In this day, Maylene would be like around 33. That's my assumption, either.
She
33.
She'd be between you and me.
Yeah.
She'd be between us in the middle. Sort of like the same age that Big Sis Casey is there.
Well, she does exist in real life.
Yeah.
And her parents would be around their 50s, I guess.
Pretty much, yeah. Yep. So yeah, definitely got the Chinese with the Japanese anime, and one other thing. Speaking of, since you mentioned that it's Chinese but anime based, you know, it's the Super Sentai series. I don't know if there's any others like that, but the Die Ranger season, the one that, you know, they got the Zords for season 2 of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, the Thunder Zords. Well, those Zords from the Die Ranger series, that season of Super Sentai is heavily Chinese based. Yeah, so yeah, it's sort of, if it's the only one like that, it's probably sort of the odd finger of the Sentai.
Well, I seen the swords, but I didn't know they were Chinese until I got older.
I didn't. Apparently, some people figured that out, but I was kind of in the dark too, and I watched the show a lot. and I was just thinking it was just a regular American show, but yeah.
I just stumbled upon only a few episodes of Power Rangers because I wasn't interested. It wasn't my cup of tea. I just channel surfed.
And I guess y'all probably looking at me like, well, Gabe, you're such a big Power Rangers nerd. How did you not know about Super Sentai?
I didn't know either.
I just didn't know. So I don't know everything. So, but as what's his name from Suburban Nights say, well, I'm saying it now. So anyway. So after Mei Lee does a little intro, you know, into the movie and everything about herself, being her own person, how she's 13 and considered an adult
because she takes the city bus on her own to get to school.
Sort of like you did in middle school.
Well, actually, I started taking the bus taking the city bus when I'm in high school. When I was in high school to get to high school.
Oh, okay.
Not in middle school. I usually walked when I was in middle school.
Oh, okay. But you still had some independence though.
Yeah.
Okay.
I took the regular school bus in elementary school, walked when I was in middle school, walked to school, and took the city bus to get to high school.
I see. Yeah. So, but yeah, she's So yeah, definitely consider herself an adult, I guess. And so even though it's Chinese based, almost making me think of Jewish custom with bar mitzvah and also the other one that they have for girls.
It's called bat mitzvah.
Bat mitzvah, yes. Bar mitzvah or bat mitzvah. Yeah, so making me think of that there. So then once she gets to school, we see her friends, Miriam, who is tomboyish, and also not just tomboyish, but also sort of a voice of reason of the group there.
Yeah, sort of motherly.
Yeah, kind of reminds me a lot of how I kind of made Julie's character, which in Yumiko, which really kind of before seeing this movie, I was really thinking more in terms of like Casey, how she kind of is there, directed from her. So yeah, it's sort of like if you put her in this movie.
When I first saw Miriam, I thought she was a boy at first until I saw the back of her hair. It was tied in pigtails.
Oh, because of her hood, hat and stuff.
Yeah, I thought she was male.
Yeah, no, she's definitely tomboyish now.
Oh.
So it's like Buttercup and the Powerpuff Girls.
Oh
Yeah, and then we got Priya, who is somewhat goth, and I say somewhat goth. She has the traits like a goth type, but she's not dressed in all black, at least in any part of the movie. She has you do see her in some colors there.
I consider her as a nerd, an intellectual nerd.
There is
who
that.
likes books.
There is that. Yeah. But she got a little bit of the goth attitude in her though.
And she also has some hips in her.
Mm-hmm. Sort of puts me in the mind of characters like Raven from Teen Titans or that girl Lucy from the Loud House there.
Look like she developed. She developed earlier than the rest of the girls.
So Priya there.
Yeah. By the way, she looked like she developed early.
Mm-hmm. Well, this movie this movie does have it does have the whole puberty thing in it there from the girls' side there. Yeah. You know, as Gwen stated in Amazing Spider-Man, Dad, you really think I want a gingerbread house? And the gingerbread house, I had that when I was 3. I'm much older now. Oh, I'm dead, but I'm sorry. I didn't mean to stand by thinking. I'm just, it's just going through this thing, and I had this credit. I get it. I get it.
I guess that's how you would feel if you encounter something like that.
Well, at least I know. At least thanks to you, I know about it, so I'd be able to catch on when that happens.
Yeah.
Yeah. I won't be looking like, what?
Or just say, I'd rather not know.
Yeah.
And then like that, I'd rather not know.
I'm kind of like Curly toward this subject from the Three Stooges when he say when they asked him, do you swear? No, but I know all the words. Yeah, I know about it there. I know about it. So, from Wifey, and then, well, more so from Wifey. That may have been told to me during the Birds and the Bees. But I got visuals shown when I asked where babies come from with a video. And I hadn't even got to middle school yet. I was like, Mom, where babies come from? Next week, okay, Gabe, let's sit down and watch this video. Yeah. Oh, cause it was, so, yeah, kind of got, but I think, past the basics how the baby comes out, yeah, I understood other stuff later on, yeah.
And some kids think that babies come from a stork. The stork delivers the babies, even though that's just exists in fairy tales and fiction. And
even for fiction, that's kind of a plot hole, even for a fiction realm, because then how are the storks making these babies? Yeah, that's a plot hole there.
And how do the babies exist?
And where do these storks come from that deliver them?
Some of them might think that the babies came from the sky.
Yeah, I think this is why it's better you just tell your kids the truth there, because trust me, you'll be like, they say when you try to make up something, you keep having to, they say a lie keeps growing and growing. You have to keep digging the hole.
Especially when they become adults.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, just tell them. Let's tell them the truth. You'll have less to explain. But the truth is it's graphic, but it's a lot better than trying to give them that sugar cake in this scenario. No. Okay, so yeah, we got Priya, the somewhat golf or nerd as you considered her. And one thing I will say, another reason why I say semi-golf, because when they show her, she's reading a book called Nightfall, which is definitely definitely Disney trying to make up their own parody of Twilight.
Even though Twilight, the movie franchise did not exist until 2008.
Well, maybe in this universe, Twilight came early.
Or I assume that the writer of Twilight did those books in the early 2000s. Started.
That's a possibility. Yeah, it could. Have to look that up. It could be, maybe but seeing how it was a book first, a lot of times books do come out before their movies, especially fairy tales, and then you take like Thomas the Tank Engine, they had like dozens of books before they even came to TV. So yeah, that's possible. But only thing I got to say about that is I hope Nightfall is better than Twilight. Because only good thing in Twilight was Team Jacob, but that wasn't enough to save the movie. So then of course you have Abby, the wild card. Boy, is she a wild card! That girl got a beast mode to her.
And she's always loud. And I think she's more open into certain things.
Yes.
I think she's Korean.
Korean. Oh. So. Yeah, and speaking of Abby, there is, if you look on TikTok, I'm not sure, I can't think of who the username is. But on TikTok, if you just search for like turning red stuff, like in the search results for TikTok, you should run across a video of some people who dressed up like Abby, and some of them look exactly like her. When they're they even got their face make like with certain makeup to even get the look like Abby. It's almost scary. But that's how you know it's a good cosplay.
I'm going by the different races. I know Maylene is Chinese. We know Abby's Korean. I think Priya is sort of like Indian or Hindu. And Miriam, I think she might be Jewish. I'm just going to go by assumption.
Funny, I mentioned about the Jewish thing when she was talking about being 13.
Yes.
So Chinese, Jewish, Hindu, and Korean.
Korean, yes.
Nice little mix up there. Yeah, like to mention about the personalities of the friend, little golf nerd, tomboyish, mother-like voice of reason, wild card. What is Maylene? Well, she's kind of an overachiever, like Teen Titans Robin.
Trying to impress her mom.
Yes, and also, pretty much. Yes, pretty much. With all she does in the school, like, this is 8th grade, and I ain't got time to play around.
She blowing that flute like crazy.
And nobody noticed when you see this thing. Everybody else just like, okay. And pretty much like anime or fake. You know how anime when they break the fourth wall in anime is that nobody else is moving. Yeah. Of course, that's not just anime. That's any cartoon that breaks the fourth wall. I mean, just like Ninja Turtles.
Yeah.
Mine like the steel trap. You know what I mean? Why do you keep doing that? Who are you talking to? There's no one there. Oh boy.
I guess that's how the audience feels. He represents the audience.
The people in the class watching her.
Yeah. Don't get me started with Ron Stoppable in the end credits.
Oh my God, the Grande Size Me episode.
Yes. And Bart wants to know who are you talking to?
Stoppable! Office, now!
Need I say more about Deadpool?
Oh, Deadpool does that. He's done that before he even got to the television set. He did that. Him, and then they say She-Hulk does it.
Break the fourth wall?
Right. I'm assuming Deadpool may have done it first, though, in Marvel history, I'm assuming. Yeah. But that's how he got so popular in Marvel Comics there. So one thing to note, these girls are all these girls are very hyper affectionate there. Yes, especially when they come from school and they have their eyes on this clerk at the Daisy Mart.
And that clerk looked like he's around 16 or 17.
Which we do find out later he is 17.
Wow.
Like, yeah. And of course, I guess Mei Lee is actually, trying not to show that she has a thing for him. But he looks like a hobo. Aha, hobo. Corey from Double Toasted was like, golly, girl, hobo, are you serious? So, and then of course, Mei Lee shows what her definition of real men are, which is for town, which is pretty much, I think like you mentioned they were based off of an actual band.
An actual band called Old Town back in the early 2000s, and they were young adults back then, a real life band. They had their own reality show. I remember it.
Oh, so
they call it making a band when they auditioned first and then they formed a band.
So they pretty much took they pretty much took them and mixed them up with the Backstreet Boys, and then hit the teeny button.
Yeah. Actually preteen.
Since the Backstreet Boys were still a thing then, the movie comes out in 2002. And another way I know that the Backstreet Boys were still a thing is because they cameoed in Static Shock, which aired from 2000 to 2004.
I think the Backstreet Boys started like anywhere between 1997 to 1999, around the late 90s.
So they still were kind of popular with early 2000 there.
Yes.
And then yep. And I did put in here that they were kind of like the Jonas Brothers, but yeah, the Backstreet Boys would have been the closest to the current year of the movie there.
Yeah.
But I think Disney did do a show with Jonas Brothers though.
Yeah.
Yeah. So then we find out also about Mei Lee helping her mom out at the family temple as they tell people about Sun Yi and their other ancestors with their connection to what's known as the Red Panda, which is going to be the key to the driving force of what we're getting into in this movie. Yep, the Red Panda. Almost makes, for them, almost making me think of the Black Panther. Oh, this is and after a day in the temple, or afternoon, I suppose, they go in for dinner where Dad's preparing, and let's just say Dad's putting me in the mind of Ratatouille.
It sounds like you're looking at a cooking show.
Yeah, and that cooking show is epically done.
I know their main dish is usually just Chinese.
Oh yeah.
Since they are Chinese.
Look like the dinner they were preparing in that scene had some little bacon in there.
Yeah.
Bacon.
Maybe some cabbage or lettuce.
Yeah, but then they had some of these. Then they had some of those seasonings.
Yeah.
Pinch seasoning. Just right.
It might be teriyaki. It's either teriyaki or some type of beef dish.
That's possible. Yeah. I definitely go for that beef. I tell you what, I'm looking And yeah, and yes, I have eaten bacon growing up, and trust me, looking at that, just looking at that was looking pretty good. I don't know exactly how it would be to me at the moment, but I would say I might, hey, looking at him preparing it, like, let me get a little taste of that. See what that tastes like.
Well, last time I tried pork bacon is when I was a kid, and I lost the taste of pork bacon because of the aftertaste. Same goes with turkey.
Oh yeah, it does even. Yes, and yeah, that's a good point because it does. I've had, like I said, I've grown up with the bacon. I haven't eaten it recently, but yeah, it does have that aftertaste there. I think at this point I probably prefer the pork sausage more out of the pork products, out of the pork meat. I would prefer the sausage now. It has an aftertaste too, but it's not quite as much of an aftertaste as the bacon is. Yeah, even when I was a kid, it kind of had an aftertaste, but it didn't bother me as much then as it does now. Yeah, I still, because I ate bacon and egg sandwiches back then.
Well, I ate bacon sandwiches back in the past. Well, usually pork bacon.
Oh yeah.
There were some good times.
There were some good sandwiches there.
Yeah.
But as one of our pastors say if your house catch on fire and you can only say one thing, what are you gonna say? The bacon. The bacon and make news report. What news reporter say? What did you say? The bacon.
And I may have ate scrambled egg sandwiches. They're kind of like so-so to me.
I didn't get to. I was as far as scrambled or. I started off with I was mostly boiled eggs, but then and then with salt and pepper on it. Then I got into the scrambled egg when I got into teenage, because then homemade class I was first introduced to it when they put it in those breakfast burritos that we made in the class, and all of us tried it, and that was my first time tasting scrambled eggs. So yeah, ratatouille. Oh yeah. If I ever think about it, I might check that movie out.
Yeah, I think Ratatouille takes place in France.
Might put that on my Netflix list to check out. Yeah, because I know it's a good movie there. I just hadn't got around to seeing it there. It's good. Yeah, because I know a lot of people. I heard a lot of good reports on that movie.
Oh yeah.
So after dinner, of course, Maylee does her homework, and she starts fantasizing about one of the four-town group members, which starts to look like Devin. That's the name of the clerk they were looking at the Daisy Mart. Starts to look like him in her mind. He's like,
and she started drawing pictures of him, and maybe pictures of him making.
Well, I guess if she did, they probably didn't show. They probably didn't show it, but they did show
her reaction.
The as a I think the closest they did to that was like a merman there.
Yes.
Yeah. Because they ain't gonna go there, but yeah, they probably did. It probably would have been a subliminal hint there.
All her facial expressions speak for themselves.
Right, because like I say, it's the hormones raging there. Yeah, and that's sort of like as far as subliminal hints, sort of remind me of what I found out on Twitter. A clip someone shared from a Curious George movie. The man with the yellow hat was in traffic, and all of a sudden they was like, "Hey, the blades on the road are painted for a reason." Bop, 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 bop. I don't think that's physically possible for me to do. Yeah, I'm not gonna say what it meant there. I'm not gonna, cause unlike this movie, it's pretty. It was a subliminal R-rated reference.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but they told me what it was on Twitter. I was like, oh my god, this was Curious George. I can understand with turning red there, you know, being a little edgy, but this is supposed to be Curious George. Yeah. So then of course, yeah, and where she drawing these pictures, yeah, she ducks under her bed there, and yeah, let's just say it's been a while since I went under my bed.
Yeah.
Last time I went under or just a bed in general was when I was like elementary.
Me too.
And smaller. Yeah.
I know as you get older, it's hard to go under the bed.
Yeah, because I used to, I remember me and my cousin be playing hide and seek a lot of time. I went under the bed as my hiding spot. Like, where you at, Gabe? Yeah.
Depending on the material the bed is made, as well as the headboard, it's hard to hide under there. Depending on the material,
yeah,
as well as your body structure.
Especially at adult size, yeah.
Or teenager.
That'd be like trying to get Groundman and Digimon Tamers in the little hiding spot that he would be in as Gilmon.
You rarely see teenagers or adults under the bed, unless they're looking for something that's in.
Yeah, or unless that bed's big enough for them to get under. Don't get me started with crawling through air vents. So then her mom comes in. She quickly gets back, you know. Okay, Mom. And I'll give her credit. She tries her best not to draw attention to the notebook. And she gets real nervous like Sebastian, even though she's smiling on her face, but you see the nervousness in her.
Yes.
Sweat marks and stuff. And she accidentally looks down once, which her mom kept us like, oh, what's that? What's this? Your homework? But
she just caught on quickly.
It's sort of like the nervousness of Sebastian from Little Mermaid, and also makes me think of the movie, which I think I mentioned this when the first time I talked about Turning Red, Super with the Crimson Bolt there, where he kept looking at the closet, and see that's the big difference between him and Mei Lee. She was trying not to look down there, and it was an accident. and also, she probably did not like, because her notebook was sticking out a little bit. She probably did not realize that it was standing out like that there. So. Yeah, so like I say, that was an accident. Crimson Ball, and the police officers told him. So I'm getting the report. What's in there? Nothing. But you keep looking in there. There's nothing in there. Why you keep looking? There's a dog. Oh, I like dog. He's a vicious dog.
Wasn't that a child?
Oh, he would have ran right to that closet to let him out.
Him or her out, if it was a child.
Unless, yeah, now you just make me think of Sonic in a bag in the movie. Like, is that your child in that bag? Oh, yeah, he's not our child. Well, good thing, Donut Lord, good thing you and Pretzel Lady were in a movie. In real life, I don't think you would have got by that easily. If you're in an elevator, you tell somebody a child is in the bag. Yeah, I don't think they're just gonna just comedically shrug that off.
Since a child is considered a human being,
and especially with what's going on now, it'd be like going into the airport and saying you got a bomb. Ah, he's got a bomb. Which I know I mentioned that when we was talking about Splash.
Yeah.
So, yeah, so her mom looks through it. Oh my goodness.
That's why I call jumping into conclusions quickly.
Yeah. I don't know. I know you mentioned that it could have been a subliminal hint of, that kind of photo. Only reason I don't think that it might have been that, because I think Mom would have had a much more because she already was drastic as it was, just with the merman photos.
It would be worse if she read her diary.
Oh dear.
It won't be personal no more. Don't get me started if Maylene wrote stuff about her mom. That is hurtful.
Yeah, that would have taken it a whole other direction there.
Wrote bad stuff about her mom.
Yeah. It's just like, it's sort of, oh yeah, and it, let's just say in back in high school, much like May doing those drawings and stuff, that her mom was like, "What is this?" Yeah, that just back in high school when I was before Priscilla there, when I fantasizing myself with Taya Gardner and Yu-Gi-Oh, I had some writings in my journal. And then I went back and tore them out because I kind of was, just like what happened with Mei Lee, I was skeptic that my mom would find out and probably freak out there. So, enough said on that. Yeah, you probably can figure out just from me saying that. So, yeah, so of course, and this leads her to going to the Daisy Mart, approaching Devin, who doesn't even know Mei Lee.
I know he's looking at her confused.
Yeah, he's like, "Do you do these things to you? How old are you? 17. This is what happens when you do drugs." I'm like, golly, Mom.
It's like she's gone psycho.
Oh, okay, Bugs Bunny. The Back in Action Psycho reference.
Yeah.
The only thing missing is to turn everything black and white. No.
She drove fast, so fast that she almost crashed into the convenience store. By the way, the camera.
Yeah,
it's like she's gonna crash the convenience store.
Sort of like Medea did in Big Happy Family movie.
Yes.
When they didn't give her breakfast right. I want some ham and eggs. When I asked for some ham and eggs, talking about you want some ham and eggs. You better give me some ham and eggs.
I know you wouldn't go that far at the restaurant you don't have anything that you like, or don't have a particular food you want.
No, because then I'd be out of a lot of money paying for the restaurant damages, car damages, and all of that insurance. Possibly get sued if anybody gets injured. So, yeah, I think my breakfast I think missing a breakfast can wait. I think missing a breakfast would be better than having all that on me.
Ouch.
Oh boy.
Don't get me started if they did this in order to get a chicken sandwich from Popeyes. Crash into the restaurant.
They had all kind of other stuff going on. Corey on Double Toasted said they were trying to, they were actually fighting each other over the chicken sandwiches. WCW SmackDown.
And I think one person had a whole lot of Popeyes chicken sandwiches in his trunk. A lot of them.
And he was selling them for like $100. He's like, what?
$100 per sandwich?
Like, what in the world you think is in the what in the world you think them sandwiches are? Golden eggs? or Jack and the Beanstalk?
Heck, I'd rather just fix my own sandwich.
At one point they were actually allowing customers to do that. They were allowing them to bring their own. They had ran out of the chicken sandwich, because they said, "Well, we got like our other chicken, so you can bring some bread in and then just buy the chicken and put it on the sandwich."
Wow. BYOB, bring your own buns.
Oh my. Ooh, almost like that barbecue and foot massage commercial where you had to bring your own meat for them to prepare. Like what?
What's next? Bring your own food to prepare?
If that's the case, I might as well just cook it myself. So all this happening that night causes a bit of a nightmare for Mei Lee with some very disturbing images you'll see when you see the movie. Yeah. And well, I put although not saying the nightmare is good, but compared to some of my nightmares, yeah, she's probably lucky.
Yes.
So suddenly the next morning, at least that nightmare is over. What? I'm a Red Panther!
What's next, a llama?
That would be Cusco's nightmare. I'm a big, ugly, stinky llama face.
Or even a wolf.
Jeez Louise! Jeez Louise!
Oh.
That's the kind of that's the kind of wolf I turn into, the Jeez Louise teen wolf.
Oh yeah.
I look in the mirror like Jeez Louise.
Oh yeah, the first one.
And then you come in there like, I can explain, dear.
Oh yeah, and I turn into a lion or a tiger.
Oh yeah, and I guess that would make it that'll be like an Africa version of that movie.
Yes, a lion or a tiger. I don't think they have bears in Africa.
Oh yeah.
Since I think bears are considered forest animals, and there are no forests in Africa, only jungles.
Oh god.
Just a lion or a tiger.
Well, at least you'd be the queen of the jungle.
Yeah, maybe a lion, because I think I see more lions in Africa than tigers.
Well,
I think tigers originate in China.
That explains the Lion King.
Yes.
Yeah. So when Mei Lee panics over her panda form, first thing Mom thinks is, it's that time of the month. And boy, is she prepared for that. Yeah, that's where you get the first sight of the movie of them. Mom pretty much is the one that throws this in your face in the movie. But it's part of what's happening now.
And she got a box of menstrual products, and by the way they look old. Like she kept them for more than 10 years.
I understand wanting to be prepared and all, but that makes me. How far back did you get this stuff? I'm just saying. I mean, some of that stuff's not gonna last.
Like the ibuprofen, for example. I know it's expired.
Oh yeah, trust me, I've had vitamins, medicines. Oh, trust me, when they hit that expiration date, that's why when you get stuff like that, you want to make sure you're actually using that, or especially like with the ibuprofen. And I put it like this: even you take stuff like you get Pepto-Bismol or aspirin to keep in your house.
Yeah.
Make sure you keep an eye on that expiration date.
It is important.
Yeah, because if it hit the expiration date, it's not gonna do what it's supposed to do. I think my mom stated it's not gonna hurt. The expired medicine's not gonna hurt you. I don't think it does, but it's not gonna. If the effect is gonna lose its effect though.
Especially when it comes to children's medications, children's medicines.
Yeah.
Medicines targeted to children.
Pretty much, yeah.
You don't want your child to have side effects too.
Oh boy, excuse me there.
When it comes to me, I'd rather just wait. When the child reaches that point.
Oh yeah.
Like anywhere between, I would say, like 11 to 13 to be prepared.
Yeah, probably would. Yeah.
Just wait.
Yeah, no. Yeah, it looked like she got those when she was first born.
Yeah, like she's expecting to have a daughter.
Yeah, probably after she found out. Yeah, like I guess after they brought her home from the hospital, she instantly went to the store and got all this stuff.
Hey, these are what my menstrual products looked like back in my day.
And she would probably be like, "That's great, Mom.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So I'm passing them to you."
Did you check the expiration date on these? Did you at least check the dates? Well, oh boy, and this is one of the things that the movie got a lot of flack for. I think before it came out, when it was first hinted that this would be in the movie, yeah, a lot of people really complained about this being in the movie. And I saw something interesting on Twitter about these complaints. So you're complaining about a PG movie that shows, the whole thing about all of a sudden, oh, it's that time of the month thing. This is a bad thing to you, but yet we look at movies like Maleficent and Sleeping Beauty, or Snow White with all those horror images in the woods. Bambi losing his mom and Simba losing his dad. Death. So we don't complain about any of this stuff, but that time of the month is suddenly a bad thing. That makes you wonder, doesn't it? Yeah. I think some of the other stuff that we see in the early days would have been more of a than this. I'm just saying. Because this is just a part of natural life, just puberty, it's just like I say, So of course, apparently Mei Li manages to calm down. Her mom doesn't, see the panda just yet. But Mei Li's back to normal, but she has red hair, so she puts on a hat, of course, to cover it. And she tries to keep her cool at school, Hey, girlfriends, what is up?
Now she's starting to sound like a robot.
There is nothing wrong with me. I am completely normal. Normal, compute normal.
And we see her put some deodorant on her face because she was nervous.
I was like, oh my goodness, that was kind of, I didn't really pay attention to that until we were taking the notes for the movie, and I was like, oh my god, I don't know how that would have went in real life, because I'm just one.
It come from your armpits.
Yeah. Oh god. Okay.
I wouldn't go that far.
And then and me doing that whole, like we mentioned, but she just mentioned the whole acting like a robot. It made me think of the Rhapsody Street Kids.
Yeah.
Rinky Pot, malfunctioning, can't compute, animation too bad.
We also see a boy who always annoys and bullies her named Tyler.
Yep. Oh yeah, he shows up quite a, because he was at the Daisy Bar when Mom embarrassed Mei Li there. He's also in the beginning of the movie when everybody's saying how they feel about Mei Li, and he's the first one to mention annoying until she tried to shoot his basketball and it gets run over by a car.
Look who's talking.
Yeah, I think it's sort of a two-sided thing with her and Tyler.
Yeah.
Sort of like me and my English teacher back in 8th grade. Sometimes, a lot of time I was at fault for like saying, "Gabe, did you do your homework?" Or either something in class I may have been out of place on. And then there was sometimes I didn't do anything and Gabe, I didn't do anything. Well, I guess some I've heard some people say, well, well, that's just her getting on you for something you're about to do. Oh boy, we'll move on for that. We'll move on for that. I'll elaborate. So, yeah, she's trying to keep her calm, and then she completely loses it when she realizes her mom is outside watching her in the classroom, much like the trailer. And one of the security guards is trying, like, hey, you need to go to the office. Which, yeah. And then she's like, you forgot your pants!
And then poof, she turned into a panda.
And it's a big, and it's a really big poof there. I mean, nobody actually sees the panda form because all this smoke comes up.
And but you see them coughing.
Yeah, so while they're coughing, she zips out in her panda form to get away.
I guess nobody didn't see it.
Except, I think her mom did catch it though.
Yeah.
Yeah, because she was on the outside there. And yeah, to the mom. Okay, I understand you're trying to watch out for that time of the month, but you do realize, like the security guard just said, why didn't you go to the office? May Lee come to the office, and you could have gave it to her there. But now she's just trying to watch her to make sure things don't go wrong.
I know if that was real life, she might have just been thrown out.
She kind of was. That's why she was fighting with the guards. Yeah, it was
Not just thrown out, but also being banned in the school. Banned from the school.
Don't get me started if that was Medea watching her from the window, and the guard tried to push her off. Oh my goodness, that I don't think it would be PG with Medea. Medea. So yeah, her fleeing through the city in her panda form causes some collateral damage, and once she gets home, Mom explains why this is happening, which is because, according to the legend, when Sun Yi gained the power to become a red panda in order to protect her daughters in wartime, she passed the ability to her descendants, and it came down to now. And what became a blessing became an inconvenience.
I thought it'd be a curse.
Yeah, but that was her dialogue. Yeah, you could say you technically you could say curse, but that was what they had the script that was saying.
I know Mei Ling in her panda form mentioned the curse, and then she read trying to destroy the shrine, and out of anger.
Yeah, because like, why you make me like this? And the only way to break free of this panda is by performing a magic ritual on the night of the red moon, which is the 25th of the month they're in. Yeah.
I think they mentioned it is in May.
Oh, it's May 25th, huh?
Yeah, I think they mentioned it's in May.
So wouldn't she be about to grant? Well, especially being an 8th, unless she's about to go into the 8th grade that following year. Maybe she might have had an early birthday and turned 13 already, and so maybe that's what she meant by this 8th grade.
I think Canada has a different school system compared to ours.
Okay.
Yeah.
That sums up a lot.
Yeah, it's confusing.
Yeah, because first thing when I'm thinking about getting that close to the end of May, I'm thinking, okay, summer vacation's coming, yay!
I think they might not end school until like June. I'm just going by assumption.
Well, that still would be coming close to summer vacation, wouldn't it? I mean, May 25th. Yeah, because they're still the way they're in the school is almost like it's like they're in the middle of the school year or something.
When I was in school didn't end until June, and we come back in September.
June what?
I would say the second week in June.
Oh.
The second week? The second week in June is our last week.
Yeah. In our case, it started around Memorial Day, but then we had
the third week in June.
Oh dear Lord!
Yeah.
It started around Memorial Day for us, and then we came back kind of in the middle of August. This is what I really wish. The way I wish the school system would be. You get out on Memorial Day. Memorial Day be the beginning of summer. So, you're barbecuing, celebrating it. Summer, summer, summertime. Will Smith song there. And then, don't come back until after Labor Day. Because this is, and then especially with the heat during the summer like it is.
Yes.
You don't want to be in no classroom and it's still hot.
Unless the classroom has air conditioning.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's true, but still. Yeah, I was like in June. Yeah, I'd be like, no, wait. Because you're going to be out of school for Labor Day anyway. Why not just wait till let Labor Day be the last day of summer?
And we did start school in the second week of September.
Yeah, see, that's what I wish. From Memorial Day to Labor Day would be my wish for summer.
Yes. So they will have 3 full months of summer.
Right, with a few days sprinkled on top. That I think, that'd be like 30. That'd be like 90-something days, and Phineas and Ferb say it's 104 days. So yeah, I think that would give you 104 days. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's 104 days of summer vacation. Yeah, that'd be the best way to get that. So then, of course, later in the movie, Maylee's friends, they find out about the panda. Kind of a scream at first. Ow! I'm gonna let you go.
And she put him in the window quickly. She pulled him in quickly.
Yeah, because you don't want the neighbors to get the attention drawn toward that.
Almost like a cartoon.
And so once they come to grips with it, they seem pretty cool with it, like especially Abby. You're a red panda! You're so fluffy! Fluffy! That should make me think of Nisha.
Yeah.
and Priya's always wanted a tail. Yeah. So of course Maylee's not as thrilled about it as Priya and Abby are. But so all three of them managed to cheer her up, which eventually causes her to have control over her panda. Yeah. So once her mom sees my phone went back in notes. Yeah. So Maylee tells her parents about this, about that she has control over the panda, and of course they test her to prove to them, which she does manage to pass. And one of those tests involves a box of kittens,
live ones,
which makes me wonder how long have they had that box of kittens there? Because
where did they come from?
The first thing I'm thinking, like, okay, these kittens were in this box. In a box. A box. The kittens are in a box like this.
Except
well, bigger, yes, but yeah, as example, they're in this box.
I know in real life it's not funny. Let me say I stumbled upon a YouTube video of an owner abandoned a box that's really sealed up completely, and one person found it, and when that person opened the box that's concealed with tape, turns out it was a box of live kittens and cats.
I know they were waiting to get some fresh air.
Yeah, and who would do such a thing like this?
Yeah, that's not exactly.
Seal them up with tape.
Yeah.
A box and sealed it up with tape with no air holes.
Yeah, and personally, I'm not really for putting any kind of animal in a box like that. I know at the airport they have those
pet carriers.
Yeah, now something like that maybe, but a cardboard box. Yeah, nah, not exact. I mean, unless you're going right to the person you're giving it to.
Like a pet store.
Yeah, like
I know they have air holes in their boxes.
Right, and another example I was about to say was Francine's dad from Arthur when he found a cat at the junkyard. So he had it in a shoebox and drove the cat home real quick to surprise his family with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know when it comes to a pet, you would have just put in a pet carrier.
Yeah.
So they would have holes to breathe.
Yeah,
They won't suffocate.
Yeah, it won't be like a Man when he was stuck in that safe.
At least they don't do this to a child. That's worse.
Oh boy. Well, funny you should say that because because there was a case where a kid was left in the trunk of the car once a while back.
But that was a trunk, not a box.
Yeah, but still, yeah. And then worse, I just heard this recently. Parent just got arrested for leaving their kid in the heat for a long time. I think in the back in their car while they was in the casino.
Ouch. I bet that the parent was in the casino for a very long time.
Probably so. Yeah.
That's why they advise people never leave your children or in your pets in hot vehicles.
And that's one reason why they've been they've had this thing to really help out with, especially with I mean, obviously the kids, because you take the kids in with you, but they've had something to advise to help out with the pet situation by how you see people with
Service animals.
Service animals for they have a handicap or something like that.
Yeah.
Well, now they have it where you can have your animal qualify for emotional support.
Oh, an emotional support pet.
Right, sort of. Someone I don't know if she's got it, but probably I would imagine Casey would probably be one to get some, which with her dog over there.
Where you go allow your pet to go to public places.
Right, because she mentioned that Evie is sort of her comfort pet.
Mm-hmm. Well, not only they take their dogs with them, but also their cats.
Oh yeah. Oh, a cat definitely would. Yeah, cat. That's your two main comfort pets.
If I have a cat, I would take him with me, but I've been a special backpack designed for cats. They have special backpacks that designed for cats.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Almost like those little bags they have for the pomegranates.
Yeah.
The pom-pom.
I mentioned to you that there was one customer who has a Pokemon backpack with a cat in there. And you can see the cat through the bubble, through the window that's shaped like a bubble.
They can't look like a Meowth or a Skitty.
I think the cat is sort of like gray and black striped.
Oh. When you said Pokemon first time, I was thinking of Meowth and Skitty.
I have the photo of the cat in the Pokemon backpack.
What was it? You say one of your
one of the customers.
Oh, customer. Okay. No, I'm thinking somebody else. Yeah. Okay. So of course Maylee passes all these tests, and after passing them, she tries to get her parents to let her go to Fort Town, as well as also the money for the tickets. Dad doesn't seem to have much of a word on this, and Mom declines. See, your daddy agrees.
Even though he didn't say a word, it's like she's overpowering him.
Only thing that he did manage to get out was, maybe we should trust him. It's not her I don't trust, it's them I don't trust. Pointing at the band.
Oh.
Wow. Judgmental much? Just saying.
I know she's also judgmental towards her friends, especially talking about Miriam and call her weird.
Yeah, you see, a bit of advice for like I said, this is one thing we would definitely do, in the future. I get protecting your kid and making sure, be careful who they be around. I get that. However, though, I would at least, ticks. I would at least, okay, they have a friend, or especially, sort of like, like when they be older and they start dating and stuff like that. For example, the girl brings a boyfriend over home, or vice versa. Well, even with just a friend, like, oh, okay, nice to meet y'all.
Just meet them.
Yeah,
Not being judgmental and
right,
stuff.
at least, yeah, just that way you'll know who your kids, hanging with, and you'll know a little bit about them, and that can kind of give you a little, ease of mind, especially because that's what my mom did, with the friends that I had, but especially that's why we know Casey so well.
Yeah.
Yeah, they actually got her and even her family. Yeah, they're pretty much like another us. So, but apparently, no, she's not gonna do that there. So yeah, it kind of fails there, and it's even a moment when Mom's like, who do these people think they are? Camille Dion?
Celine Dion.
Oh, Celine Dion. Referring to the one that said,
My Heart Will Go On.
From Titanic.
Yeah. Which is a good love song.
Oh yeah, we're definitely be covering that song.
Yeah.
I love will go on. So apparently the girls have to try to think of a way to get to Fort Town. And they mentioned about these tickets cost $200 a person.
Which is a total of $800 for all four of them. They did. Well, Canada can be expensive. More expensive than America.
Apparently so, because the concert we went to for New Kids on the Block, it was expensive too. Yeah, I know concerts are expensive. Believe me, I know. But I'm not sure exactly what we paid per ticket, but I know we didn't pay no $200 per ticket.
It may have been less than 200, and I did have a job back then. I did have a job.
Yeah. Oh, with the convention before Kroger. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, it was like.
I did save up for it.
I'm like, yeah, and let's think of it like this. The first thing I think of, just the $200. That would be like maybe 2 or 3 tickets plus probably some of the stuff at the concert, like snacks or something. And then and now you talk about $800 altogether for 4 people. That's a couple of car payments.
Don't get me started. If you add a 5th person, it'll be $1,000. If you add a 5th person, it'll be $1,000 altogether.
Lord have mercy. For that kind of money, we better win a house. we better win a house and a Cadillac. like them guys on that Norbit movie when they say, "We better move over. My prayers for a Cadillac."
I mean, with $1,000 is enough to pay all your bills.
You ain't lying. Oh my goodness. So yeah, So yeah, they're trying to figure out how to get money for it, and when Abby asks to see the panda and get a little panda hug, they get caught by some of the girls at school who become fangirls. Like, oh, that is so, I would pay anything. Wait, you like the panda? And they come up with an idea of hustling the panda. Oh yeah, Nordic, and these kids got a lot of. I know they're not getting the whole $800 from one kid. I know they're not getting it all from one kid, but and yes, it's an entire school of kids that's doing it. But still, to add up to $800, which they actually come up to $700. But even at that amount, these kids are packing quite a bit in their allowances, which that kind of leads me to believe, yeah, which I sort of thought. Because, Malik, they were trying to get their parents to get the tickets for them at first, but they declined that, which led to this. So, these kids, cause we see a lot of these kids at the concert. So I guess their parents probably paid for their tickets. So the money they're paying to see this panda, they probably smashed some piggy banks that they probably had stashed away.
And we see what Canadian money looks like. Let's just say it's more colorful than American money.
Yeah, it's definitely some Skittle money.
Yes, to us it's like play money to us.
It's like Monopoly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When we look at it.
But it's actual currency though. Just don't get it mixed up with your Monopoly money.
Yes. If you go to Canada.
Yes. Don't. Otherwise, you'll find yourself in the situation that, bless his heart, Douglas Seal found himself in Ernest Saves Christmas. Oh, now this is play money. Yeah. Oh, that means I must have gave the real money to... Oh, yeah.
Monopoly money is a lot smaller than Canadian currency.
Okay, well, at least that'd be one way to tell the difference.
The size?
Yeah.
Need I say more about American money?
Yeah, so I guess anybody that tries to hand Monopoly money and try to fool the Canadian, it ain't gonna work. It's not. They're gonna know. Yeah.
I know most of our currency is green.
Like Mr. Krabs likes it.
Except for the $100 bill and the $50 and $10 bills.
Oh yeah.
Which the $100 bill is blue and the $50 and $10 bill is usually like either orange or yellow, maybe like an orange color, light orange. Yeah.
Yeah. So apparently they only need $100 more to get in, and then enter Tyler, acting like a bit of a mob boss. I want to talk to you. With his toothpick in his mouth. Yeah.
He's trying to act tough.
Yeah. Well, at least it's a toothpick.
At least he's not an adult. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Even as an adult, I stick with the toothpick in the mouth.
Then a cigarette.
Yeah, because at least I can clean my teeth too while looking cool.
Yeah.
So you come to me in your time of need. You make me an offer that you can't refuse. I am God's father. Tyler is the kid godfather, or I guess since he's a kid, the godson.
Oh yeah, the godson.
Yeah, imagine that being a movie. Godson.
Maybe.
So Tyler's Tyler's deal is that if Maylee performs as a panda at his birthday party, she'll be able to get $200, which will put them $100 above their goal. So of course they agree to it, and they agree to it. But on the night of the birthday party, Grandma and the aunts show up there. And even the cats are scared. They've showed up early to prepare for the ritual and, visit May, see how she's doing, blah, 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 blah. However, May does manage to get out, and I didn't put this in the notes, but there's a scene where Grandma talks with her before she sneaks out. The more you release the panda, the harder it will be to separate it. Keep it. It's like, you must not give in to the urge. So then, because of that, when she finally sneaks out, she tries to pass off the panda costume for entertainment. but Tyler ain't buying that.
And then her friends were sad, and they started having a guilty look on their faces.
So
she started to feel guilty.
And despite what Grandma said, one more time. You want the panda, Tyler? Actually picks him up in the panda form.
Yeah.
It made Tyler's day. Or night.
Yeah.
It's like Tyler being held by Maylee in her panda form is like a kid version of She-Hulk with that guy at the end of her trailer. That when she carried him out of the room.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, remember that?
Yeah.
Dun, dun, dun. Yeah, it's like a kid version of that there. So, however, things seem to be looking pretty good for the girls. You know, they have a good time at the party. They're about to get the money and everything. They even get to enjoy quite a bit of cake time. I gotta say, despite how Tyler's treated Maylee before, he knows how to treat his guests. Well, not just guests, but also people that he's getting that are giving him a favor. Yeah, he knows how to really pay them back. They're on the roof of his house with a whole cake.
Look like it's a mansion.
Oh, mansion! I mean, yeah.
So his parents must be rich.
They are. It's actually I think it was from a reviewer called Andy Man there. Yeah. Andy Matt. Oh yeah, Andy Matt. Yeah, his review. So, however, just when you think everything's going good, they hear that the concert is actually the date they thought the concert was, which was the 18th.
Yeah.
Is actually in Toledo, and where they're at is not to the 25th, which is the night of the ritual.
Oh no! What I'm gonna do?
Under the red moon, and then to make matters worse, she takes out her frustration on Tyler, who's asking her for more panda action, and yeah, this kind of leads to a very violent scene there. Yeah, she lashes. Let's just say this sort of proved earlier in the movie when Tyler was asking her to perform at his birthday.
Yeah.
When she came before he asked her that, he said, "I want to talk to you." Maylee came. Well, no, I know what it was before he said that. Tyler was like, "Oh, you girls are weird." He's like, it was like, "Oh, can it, Tyler? Oh, great. I wonder if your mom knows you've been flaunting the panda around." And he held his phone out, and she comes back there in panda form, ready to attack him, and he stops her by saying, "Put that panda thing away before I send this to your mom." Now, first thing we thought watching it, and I think you mentioned this, why don't she just knock the phone out of his hand or something like that? Yeah, I was thinking the same thing, but then, or either just take the phone.
Yeah.
But first thing I was thinking, but what I thought about, especially what happens at the party when she actually does attack Tyler, but then catches herself when Tyler's pleading for mercy.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. But he even has scratches on his cheeks there. Seeing how she got in trouble for that.
Yeah.
If she had attacked Tyler at the school, or even if she didn't attack, if she just took his phone,
yeah,
Tyler could have easily ran to the teacher and reported her, and he would have still won.
Yeah.
So, and also, that would have even been more trouble for Maylee being at the school there, because she would have had the teacher and her mom on her case.
Oh.
Yeah. So. Yeah. Couldn't really. That's why it's like Steve Harvey say, you know, what you really want to say or do, but you can't because people are watching, folks listening to you. So you gotta do the Christian thing. Yeah. So, but we see now what happens if you take off the halo and have the devil horns for a moment. We've all lost our halo at some point.
Yes. Maybe we lost ourselves.
Yeah, I know. Like, I had a moment like that, just like Maylee. Not at the Kroger I'm at now, but another Kroger in the break room with another guy I was working with. something got us in an argument, and the argument got so heated till I came at him towards the lockers in the break room, and if the manager didn't show up to break us up, it would have been like a after school high school fight.
Oh.
If the manager didn't show up to like hey. So yeah, I kind of broke my halo at that night there. So it does happen. Everybody loses their temper, you know. And this also sort of puts a rift between her and her friends, because the mom, instead of coming at Mei Lee, because first thing Maylin's like, oh man, she's in position like she's thinking, yeah, mom's really gonna let me have it now. But instead of coming on Maylin's case, which she was thinking would happen, she comes on her friends' cases, thinking that they manipulated her and stuff.
Even though they didn't have nothing to do with it.
And this sort of puts a rift between, because when they plead for Mei Lee to, tell mom what all happened, she sort of fizzes out there, and because, it's...
she has that fear of her mom.
Yes, there's that, yeah. Yeah, like I say, and this, one reason why this movie really highlights, the whole coming of age, sort of like, coming out of her mom's shadow into her own person over the course of this movie. But still, no, it's not that she doesn't love her mom or is outright trying to disrespect her or anything. But it's just that getting older, and you have different interests that sometimes may not be the same as your parents. Pretty almost like the Goofy movie.
Yeah.
With Max and Goofy, yeah, but a female version of it. Yeah. So the next night, the ritual begins, and before the ritual, Dad tries to cheer her up and encouraging her to make her own choice. And this leads to, in the middle of the ritual, Maylin decides to keep the panda and escape for the concert. Oh yeah, because it's sort of interesting how it happens, because they actually have this whole spirit realm and everything.
Yeah. Like
she passed through this sort of mirror-like thing.
Yes.
And you see her separating from the panda. Then the panda looks at her like, oh.
And then she started to have flashbacks of her in her panda form.
Mm-hmm.
And how she enjoyed being a panda.
It's almost like being separated from your pet. The way the panda looked at Maylin.
Yeah, it's like, why?
Like when a dog or cat gives you the sad eyes.
Yeah, like, why?
Yeah.
I can't leave you.
Yeah. Well, at least
it's not the black suit.
Oh, I was about to say that.
Yeah.
I was about to say that.
Don't leave me.
Yeah, at least it's not. Yeah, like Venom. Yeah. Well, now, of course, the recent Venom, that's a different story, but talking about the early comic and 90s series Venoms there. Yeah. So, yeah, she escapes from the cutter, and everybody then starts fussing at her mom, especially Grandma, similar to Maylee's case, and it just so happens that her panda seal's cracked.
Yes. And she started to get angry.
Oh boy.
I know throughout the movie her mom was calm. She tried to be as much calm as possible until the thing that seals her panda form cracks.
Right, and let's just say it sort of was coming out of her off and on throughout the movie, but yeah, here it just
it's like she's holding her anger.
And that seal completely shatters. The panda spirit comes out her, and next thing you know, she is Panda Kong.
She's giant.
And she attacks the Sky Dome, resulting in a fight between her and Mei Lee, and let's just say the first time I saw this, I was wondering why her panda form was so much was the size of Godzilla, because I mean, okay, first thing you're thinking, well, she's an adult, maybe he's a kid, but then the grandma and the aunts changed to their panda forms to try to get mom under control. Their panda forms are bigger than Maylin, but they're not King Kong size. So
her dad mentioned that her mom's panda form was huge.
It's almost, you know what it sort of made me think of?
Yeah.
Any of y'all that's seen Inuyasha, it sort of made me think of his dad. Because when his dad transformed into his true form, his dad was giant size. Almost, his true form looked like a giant dog.
Wow.
Yeah. So yeah, that was like, what? So I think it's the mom's anger that built up her size. At least that's my theory of it.
Anger as well as sadness too. Mainly negative emotions towards her grandmother.
Yes, because she does have sadness in it too.
Negative emotions. And you notice that her grandmother had a scar on her face.
Because the dad mentioned that
they had a fight
over him because grandma didn't approve of him.
Yeah.
And apparently mom got so angry with grandma that she slashed her. And that's oof.
And they must have differences before they were adults.
I'm just
before
wondering.
She was an adult. They had differences.
I'm kind of wondering, maybe because I mean, you think about a full slash, that's with your whole hand, so there'd be more than just one slash mark. Yeah. I'm wondering if that's the only slash mark that didn't heal.
Oh.
Maybe like that one mark that just doesn't go away.
Oh yeah, it might have been a deeper mark.
Yeah, maybe. I guess that may have been the middle claw.
Yeah, a deeper mark.
Oof. Not to mention it's over her eye too.
Ouch.
I'm surprised she didn't have an eye patch. Like Nick Fury.
Oh, yeah.
Well, so of course with help from they all tried to redo the ritual, and with some help from Fort Town and everyone at the concert, it successfully activates, because nothing is more powerful than the power of song. I never met nobody like you. Yeah. And this allows some reconciling with Maylin and her mom, and also the mom and grandma. Matter of fact, in the spirit realm, mom is seen in her teen form breaking down.
Yeah.
And Maylin asks her what's wrong, and she burst out, "I heard her," referring to grandma.
Yeah.
So yeah, this is pretty deep in the rabbit hole here.
Yeah. Well, her preteen form, and then we see a glimpse of her teen form, and then her adult form.
Oh yeah, I guess returning back to her normal self there.
Yeah.
As Maylin has comforted her.
Yeah.
Then when they get to the grandma and the aunts, grandma tells, grandma says, like, "You don't need to apologize. I'm your mother." So we get that reconciled, and as everybody gets their panda forms back into the seals, they allow Maylin, as Maylin stated before, so Maylin's keeping the panda. It is her choice. Her panda, her choice.
Like my body, my choice.
Arnold Schwarzenegger.
It goes to anyone.
Mm-hmm.
As long as you treat it right.
Oh yes. And so, and after that, with now her panda is a part of her, and also a pretty good attraction at the shrine.
Yeah. Looks like people forget about what happened.
Well, they didn't forget.
But they up for it.
Right, they're paying for the damages of the Sky Dome. So yeah, of course it's sort of like, okay, you know, we forgive you, but we forgive you, and
we're not gonna forget.
Yeah, we do need we do need some help with getting the dome back together.
I know it would take several years to get it back together.
It depends on how fast they raise the money. Yeah.
I'm talking about construction-wise.
Oh, that.
Since the Sky Dome is huge.
Oh, that. No. Yeah, but hey, well, so yeah, that kind, and this also allows the mom to be more accepting of Maylee's friends, which Tyler is now a part of the friend group because they discovered him at the concert being a Four Town fan.
Yeah, a closeted one.
Yeah, you know, because I don't want anybody to think I'm not cool. Don't worry, Tyler. The girls think you're cool.
There are some guys out there who like boy bands, and some females out there like girl bands. I like the Spice Girls since they're a girl band.
Oh yeah, there's nothing. Yeah, Tyler, there's nothing wrong with that. There, you know, it is a Backstreet Boys or NSYNC, you know.
Yeah, you just like the music.
Yeah, hey, y'all sing some good music. Yeah, I'm gonna bye.
Yeah.
I don't care who you are. Yeah, I'm gonna jam in my car. So yeah.
Some of these songs do speak the truth, like "As Long as You Love Me," for example.
Oh yeah.
They do speak the truth.
Yeah, it's on my
I don't care who you are, where you're from.
It's on my South Highland memory video.
Yeah, as long as you love me.
Mm-hmm. Yep. That's all it is there. Oh yeah, and it's good. And that's one thing. A lot of people said they like that. Yeah, Tyler was kind of a bully at first, but he did have a redemption over the course. And turns out, some people say that a lot of his actions were not just the fact that he secretly liked Four Town, you know, the music and stuff, but he may have had a secret crush on May that he never admitted to until the end of the movie. And that's when, see, now, you know, he's hanging with her and her friends. But yeah, he probably kind of liked May. That's why because a lot of there are, not saying everybody's different, I know, but some people I've seen there are some people that, especially kids, preteens, stuff like that, they might pick on the person they like a little bit there. Yeah, it's kind of weird, but hey, sometimes that happens, you know. Yeah, so yeah, kind of like that there. So, and that of course wraps up Turning Red. And there's even a scene where Maylee has just the panda ears and tail like a Mew Mew. Imagine her in Mew Mew power.
And we also have a post-credits scene of her dad dancing to Four Town music in secret in the basement.
Oh yeah.
Look like he having a moment.
Yeah, that would probably be me. That probably be me and me listening to our kids CD or something.
Yeah.
Cause, although in this day and time, I probably wouldn't be in the closet. You probably just see me and the kid in there. Yeah. And don't get me started with playing with the toys. only question. You want to be the Maximal or the Predacon?
Or in my case, Barbie dolls.
Oh yeah. Yeah. They Barbie and Ken. And don't forget Kelly.
And the other kids in the Barbie's world.
Yeah. Speaking of that, I'm surprised they didn't make Kelly Barbie's daughter there. They made her sister. Yeah.
They do have some dolls where Barbie has a family.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, some dolls.
Oh.
That Barbie has a family, including a baby.
Okay, well that's all. Okay, well that's all. That answers my question there.
Yeah. Well, Barbie has over 100 occupations. She can be anything.
Yeah, she's got quite a career path.
Yeah, and she's been around since the 50s.
Yeah, I would imagine at some point during those years she would settle down at some point.
Going by real world logic, if Barbie was a real person, she would be up in age by now.
Probably a grandma at this point.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
If she was a real person.
Maybe. But she might still be looking, but she might still have that youthfulness like Dolly Patterson.
Oh yeah.
Like Dolly and Janet Jackson.
Even though they're up in age.
Yeah, but don't forget Mariah Carey.
Oh, I think she's early 50s.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but she's still young.
Yep. Oh yeah. Yep. So that was our thoughts of Turning Red there. Full thoughts, because like I say, I did a thing previously when I saw it without notes. So now full, sort of like what they do with Double Toasted when they sometime they review a movie. It'd be like Corey and one guy, then they'll do like another part of it with Martin or something like that. I might possibly, if I try to remember, but I might possibly put a link to their review of Turning Red. It's a pretty good review. That's one of the reviews I actually do like from it was Turning Red, because it was actually from pretty good. They actually did a pretty good talk on it. Yep. Anything you got there?
Well, it is a coming of age. Turning Red is a coming of age movie about a daughter who has found herself. She just wants to be her own person, not be in her mom's shadow all the time. We get that throughout the movie. Not only just coming of age, but also reconciliation towards broken relationships.
Oh yeah.
Especially with her mom and her grandmother, since they were at each other in the past with their differences. And they reconcile in the end. When it comes to differences, it has to have a reconciliation. Without it, you'll just have a grudge for the rest of your life until you die, which is not fun. Like holding a grudge when you're dead.
Like the DSA. Like with DSA, make your amends and stuff now while they still alive before something happened to them. Give them the flowers while they still alive.
Also have closure. Like after you have an argument towards, it could be a significant other or a family member, it's best to have closure. Even if it's one day. Even if the fight happened only one day and you want closure.
Yep. Sort of kind of another similarity. Now the relationship's a bit different, but like Lilo and her sister Nani.
Yes.
Had Nani trying to also be somewhat of a mother-like guardian, even though they're sisters, then because their parents are absent. Yeah.
Well, they had an explanation that their parents died.
Right. So that. Yeah, they was having, and it was kind of tough with their relation there, and even Lilo was somewhat aware of it at times. Like, we're a broken family, aren't we? Yeah. Yeah, there's that there.
And it's also about growing up in general. Like you're no longer a little kid anymore. You're a preteen going on to adolescence. And then after adolescence is adulthood, the stages of life.
Yep. Yeah, that would be the thing there. Yeah.
If Turning Red have a sequel, I just say if. We don't know what the future will be like towards them. They might become teenagers in the sequel, like their lives in high school.
Either. Oh, excuse me. Possibly something like that, or even maybe a new generation of maybe Mei Lee's kid.
If it was a sequel, like over 20 years later.
Possibly.
And if she has a daughter, her daughter will turn into the panda.
Yeah. The only thing I advise if they do it that way is give us something to
It could
be, now you can have some similarities, but yeah, Just like Lion King 2, yeah, it was something different.
Yeah. Heck, she might have a son to go with it, but her son will be normal. And he has to deal with her sister being his sister being the panda.
Yeah, since they did say it passed to the ladies, yeah.
Yes. And he couldn't take it anymore.
Yeah, maybe Maylee's daughter. Remember how she was hustling the panda with?
Yeah.
Maybe Maylee's daughter would be all like, oh yeah, and actually showing it off like similar like Teen Wolf 2 kind of.
Yeah. Showing off her powers.
Yeah.
Her ability.
Yeah, but like I say, hope not only something new, but also make it good.
Yeah. Heck, maybe Tyler and Maylee will get married.
That would be, yeah, people are saying Tyler had a secret crush on her.
Yeah. And they might have biracial children. Tyler looked like he's sort of like Hindu.
He probably would. I could kind of see her. I could kind of see him, you know what I mean, because in the movie ended, he was hanging with them then.
Yeah.
So yeah, that actually would not be too far off.
Yeah. And I know her parents will be grandparents.
Yep.
And if her grandmother is still alive in the sequel, I know she'll be a great grandmother.
Oh yeah, like my great grandpa Kid.
Yeah.
Probably still kicking it.
Yeah.
So lucky. Yeah. Say anything else?
That's about it.
Okay, well, that's pretty much up. That's all I got to say on there, other than the red we're wearing.
Yeah.
we're pretty red in there, but well.
Yeah.
And I guess in Justin's case, in that Wizards of Waverly Place crossover we saw with Zack and Cody and Hannah Montana.
Yeah.
When he turned blue in the pool.
Yeah.
There's no use in us yelling at each other until we turn blue in the face. Why not turn blue in the face? I'm already blue in everywhere else. So, okay, so yeah, if you like what you heard here, definitely hit the like button, subscribe to this channel, definitely get some of our available comic books, and also support us on Patreon, even if it's just $1 or more a month. And one other thing, I should have probably saved. I should have screenshot this before I deleted it. But apparently, I noticed a comment to my recent toy review. The recent toy review I had just uploaded, or it was that. It's talking about the person said that they were led to this video from some scam website.
What?
I'm like, okay, let me clear something up there. I'm not saying everybody's thinking like this, but whoever this person is, they know who they are. And anybody that thinks like this person, this is what we're doing is not no scam here. We're doing comic book updates, talk about movies, toys, and a mix of other stuff like the movie trailers and random stuff. But trust me, and even with the whole thing of support us on Patreon about a comic, none of that. This is legit. You know, I actually make these comic books. I've shown them to you before. The Patreon thing is no different than any other YouTuber on here that says that most every YouTuber on this that, you know, does this regularly has a Patreon. Timothy Reacts, Linkara, Phaelus, Media Hunter. I mean, they, Angelina, and probably and a lot of others too. Most every one of these YouTubers got Patreons that they're like, hey, support us on Patreon. So trust me, we're not. There's no scam involved with this. As far as websites, I have no idea what y'all talking about. There is a website that is used that, and I'll let you guys know, because maybe, hey, if you're starting out on YouTube and you know you want to help kind of boost your views up a little bit, you know, get yourself out there more, smzeus.com can help. They help put you out there more, and the thing is, it's not so much. I mean, it seems like you're buying views. Somebody came on my case about that once, but really, what it is putting you out there more. In like when you like people go on YouTube, videos recommended for them. That means your video from your channel, like ours, will pop up to somebody's recommended. The minute they come on YouTube, they'll see you or search for something that's related to your video. That's what they help out with in the YouTube algorithm system. That way, you won't be wondering like, man, why ain't nobody looking at my video? It'll help boost. It's pretty much no different than advertising a movie with a trailer. I mean, movies use movie trailers they spend money on those trailers, like all the Marvel movies and stuff, so they can get people in the seats and make their profits back. That's how it works. So that's the same with us doing our thing on YouTube and making something out of this. We got, as Fred Sanford say, it takes money to make money. So yeah, just wanted to make that clear and point that out there. So and say, so supporting us on Patreon is not a scam, and neither is our comics. And with that said and cleared up, we will see y'all in the next video. As I hope to see y'all there. And peace out, everyone.
Bye, everyone.
And don't turn. And be careful when you turn red in the face.